Welcome everybody to the Brooklyn Crokinole Club. This time we're featuring a match from our main event that took place on March 25th, 2023 as part of a St. Jacobs tournament. This match actually featured, from our A group, it features 3 of the 6 players that will be attending the U.S. Open in Voorheesville, New York at the end of April. And if you're interested in learning and playing for fun and a little bit of competition and happen to be in the New York City area, we welcome all comers, new and old, to the game. And to keep up to date on the latest information and events we're having, and to let us know if you're coming, please follow us on Facebook, Meetup, and Eventbrite to join in on some city flickin' fun. This match is going to feature David in the top left, and going around David, we have Mark, we have Connor, and Barney, some of our more experienced players in the club. We're showing you some highlights from this match before we get down into action. Connor with a great shot there. And we're going to get into this in just about a second. Here we go. So, Connor is going to have the first shot. Open 20s, he's shooting for the middle hole there. And this was actually the first time that we played with that most of us played with a clock. I think we had about 13 minutes, 13 or 15 minutes to finish our matches. Connor left his shot a little bit wide, and Barney cashed in, collecting his debts. David with an open shot. David is very meticulous with his shots, just a little bit wide there. Mark might be eyeing a double takeout here. And we'll see. He gets one of them and leaves Connor with a pretty rough shot. He's got to go through his own button to try and get it. And he just decides to nuke the board. We're going to reset, and a little controversy here to see if that disc is on the line or not. David coming in, and ref said it is out, leaving Barney with an open 20 opportunity, and comes up a little bit short, but leaves it on the good side of the board for his team. Barney and Mark up by a 20 so far in the first round of this match, and David gives it a little kiss. And Mark makes quick work of that, as he is prone to do. Connor kind of deciding which button he wants to go after, and getting some coaching from David here. And it looks like Connor is going to go for the one that's more between the pegs, and almost loses his shooter. He goes across the line but comes back, leaving Barney with a quick little hit and stick. David checking his options for which one he wants to go for. It looks like he's going for the one in the 10 circle, and changes his mind maybe to make possibly a tougher shot for Mark, and winds up losing his shooter anyway. So Mark now has an open board to shoot for the middle, and goes a little long. Not exactly a Super Steve, but almost a Super Steve. Connor with a great shot taking that one out, but leaves, almost a takeout 20 for Barney. David now got to get some work done. It might be a chance for a double takeout here, but I don't think he's going for it. Tries to go for the follow through 20 and just leaves it a little bit wide. And little kiss from Mark, a little love tap from Mark into the 20. And now Connor and David are in a little bit of a pickle here, coming down to their last shots. Barney could keep it to the outside, but he decides to go and leave it in the pegs. No problem either way. David could potentially have a bounce back if he manages to get it off of the peg. Well, he hit the peg. He's just testing them. Sometimes you gotta test the pegs, make sure that they work properly. Mark going for the angle in, gets it into the house, not in the 20. And Connor, doesn't even get the off. Ooh, that's rough. So this first round might be a little bit too much to overcome for Connor and David, as they have no 20s to 2 20s, and there's 2 discs on the board each. Looks like one of them is on the 5. Mark does have the hammer. It's a pretty useless shot, but he does the takeout anyway. And Mark and Barney go up 2 points to nothing. They only play one round, or one full around the world, as I'm going to call it now. So Connor had the first shot last round, and Barney has the first shot this round, makes his open 20. David leaves it just a little bit wide. We're going to see probably another little kiss attempt. Oh, well, he gets the off, doesn't get the 20. Connor going for a follow through here, and just leaves it outside. Maybe a slight hanger opportunity for Barney, and he gets the takeout 20. So once again, Mark and Barney up by 2 20s early in this round. David with an open board and shoots it again just a little bit wide. Just skims the outside of the 20 hole, and Mark with a takeout 20 on the hanger. Now up by 3 20s. Oh, and Connor is craving some In-N-Out burger. We don't have that on the East Coast, but that disc, that's what I'm gonna call that. You have the Super Steve, and we have the In-N-Out burger. And now David is left with a shot. Might be a little bit close to the peg. Yeah, it stays on the board, but now at least Connor and David have 2 discs on the board. And now with Mark taking out one of those orange discs, Connor... Oh, if the orange disc wasn't on the board, I would say go for the double. But he tests the pegs anyway. You gotta test them on both sides sometimes, I guess. And Barney with another takeout. So now, not only are Mark and Barney up by, I think, 3 20s, but they have 3 discs on the board. And David, little bit of compensation there, gets a double takeout. A nice double takeout from David there. But Mark makes quick work of David's disc. And Connor puts it onto the far side of the board for Barney, who hits and sticks, keeps it in the 10. And again, this round might be over already a little bit. But you gotta try. Never give up. Never surrender. And did Mark lose that shooter? I guess it's still on. So Connor has a double takeout chance and decides to reset the board. I'm not sure that's what he wanted to do, but he did it. And Barney leaves it a little bit wide, leaving kind of a heavy hanger opportunity for David. Doesn't collect. Mark going through Hogan's Alley and winds up getting the 20 from it, leaving Connor with an open board, and he gets the open 20 on the hammer shot, but it's too little too late for Connor and David for this round. Third round coming. Mark and Barney up 4 points to 0. So the best Connor and David can do would be to tie. Connor just looking to get discs on the board, and Mark coaching Barney to go for the outside disc, making a much tougher shot for David. Gets it into the house. He angles it in a little bit. So David really just has to kind of... Oh, he winds up pulling a double takeout. One of them was his own disc. Mark leaves it between the pegs for Connor to try and take care of. And it looks like he's going to try and play it off the peg, maybe get a little bit of a roll in, and he gets the 20 as well. Boom, Connor. Nice little fist bump from his teammate over there. Barney says, "Not so fast, young man." He's got an open 20 himself. And David leaves it just a little bit short this time, so he was wide before, a little short this time. Mark just blasting his disc out of there, and Connor's now found his hanger range. He gets that hanger 20 to go. Barney back to the open 20s, and he says, "Not so fast, young man." So we have a little bit more competition than we saw in the first 2 rounds. Ooh, David's craving some In-N-Out burger now, too. And Mark decides to reset the board. Connor going for an open 20. And, just lips out. So heavy hanger opportunity for Barney again. And is he going to collect? Oh no, he loses the shooter. He loses the shooter and leaves a little bit of a hanger, so David's probably going to go for a little bit of a bump and run here. Just a little tap in. Winds up tapping it a little bit too far, gets it out into the 10, but leaves very little opportunity for Marc to get a 20. He just plays it safe, plays to the outside, and comes in. Connor taking Marc's disc out. Barney going for a little bit of an angle in, and he also wants to get in on that in and out action. So now Connor and David are looking pretty okay with 3 discs on the board here. And Marc gets a double takeout. Classic Marc. Connor just goes for the hit and stick. And Marc goes to coaching Barney, looking to see if he can get an angle in 20 off of that. And manages to shoot between the disc and the peg, giving the round to Connor and David. So now it's 4-2. We have a little bit of a 20s race starting round 4, and Barney misses a little bit long, but it's tucked up against a peg. Ooh, David losing his shooter, giving an open opportunity for Marc this time. Goes a little bit wide. Connor might have a double takeout chance here, and just winds up losing his shooter. Barney hits the open 20. It's now, that looks like 2 20s to 1 in the holders there. David tucks against the peg for Marc, who just kisses it, and Connor looks like he's got another double takeout opportunity here. And he winds up getting it and the 20. Double takeout 20 for the far end of the board. That is awesome. Another fist bump between Connor and David. Barney leaves his open 20 shot a little bit short. David may have a little bit of a touch 20 here. Oh, but he winds up giving Barney and Marc the 20 instead. All right, Marc has a little bit of a hanger here left it for Connor. He's sizing it up, laying all the way to his left to try and get this takeout. Doesn't get the takeout, but he gets the 20, so that's good for him. I'm not biased. You're biased. Barney craving a little bit more of that In-N-Out burger as David takes his second to last shot, gets the tap-in 20. Marc responds with an open 20 of his own. And now Connor is in a little bit of a precarious position here. He could play to the outside, leave Barney with a good shot, but make it more difficult for David. Decides to go for the one in pegs, does not get the off, but leaves the angle for Barney a little bit difficult because he'd have to go through his own button to hit the orange disc. And he tries to go for it, but he winds up losing both the disc that was on the board and the shooter as well. He didn't touch his opponent's disc. Now Connor and David have a bit of separation between their discs, so Marc is going to... Well, I'm sure he did not try to do that, but he wound up taking Connor's disc off, or the orange disc off, and losing the shooter, and Connor just leaving it a little bit wide. It's a heavy hanger for Barney. Coming down to the last shots here. And David kind of needs to make this 20, or at least get the takeout in order to... Oh, he hits and sticks. That would be good enough. Connor and David managed to tie this match 4-4 going into the next one. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.